So while my friends were busy making smart investments like ETFs and gold, I decided to fill my empty inner void with weightlifting shoes. Hey yo, welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to show you my weightlifting shoe collection, so let's get straight in. So the Adidas Power Perfect was the first shoe that I bought. I purely bought it because Clarence Kennedy was wearing them at that time, who was the reason I started weightlifting. I mean, it's a completely normal weightlifting shoe with the typical 1.9 centimeters heel height. It has a lot more padding than it looks, so it's a lot more shoe in general, as you would think. But yeah, all in all, just a very typical weightlifting shoe. The ROM2s really grew on me. I already said in the past that these bulky, stable weightlifting shoes always made me feel like I'm wearing clown shoes, because I used to be very skinny, like just over 70 kilograms in body weight. And the trick against that feeling was just to gain about 20 kilograms of body weight. And yeah, now I think it's probably one of my favorite shoes to wear. I even made a whole YouTube video about them. And after the last World Championships, I scrubbed through the All Things Gym Instagram, and I was shocked how many elite lifters are still wearing them on the biggest stage. I think it's in no other sports would the best of the best wear equipment that is more than 10 years old, and that just shows you how much the athletes love the feeling of these shoes. A majority of the craziest lifts of this century were done in these shoes, like Lasha's performances and Ilya's crazy world records and so on. And I also have so many of my idols in my head who wore these shoes, which of course are all in these videos that made me and probably a lot of you guys start weightlifting. So yeah, absolutely legendary shoe. And they are still relatively easy to get. There are a couple of Instagram pages that are reselling them. You can also find them on like normal online marketplaces. And as far as I know, the Antas and Lu Shaojun shoes have almost the same design as this one. Maybe I can do a follow-up video if I ever get my hands on these. So if you want to have the feeling of these shoes, you still have a couple of options. The Adidas Ironwork II were the first vintage weightlifting shoe I got. I remember someone uploaded it on eBay as bowling shoes and only sold them for like $30, I think. And I really loved to train in them. I wore them a couple of years. I have very narrow feet, but I then lent them to my brother, who has more of a wider feet, and you can really see how it's almost destroyed at these sides. So I think if you have wider feet, maybe these shoes are problematic for you. And there is a format on YouTube called Talking Watches, and there's one episode with John Mayer, and he describes one of the watches as acquired taste. And that's for me, like with a couple of weightlifting shoes, and these also in particular. I think objectively they are not that good looking, but I really acquired the taste to like them. And by the way, the heel is a little lower than usual. It's around 1.7 centimeters. So the Asics 727 are my favorite lifting shoe of all time. I love the look of them. I love the wooden heel, and I love how comfortable they are, especially around the toe area. And I think Team Japan and Team North Korea is wearing them. But the first time I saw them in action was on the Average Bros YouTube channel, and I immediately fell in love with these shoes. But it took some years to actually pull the trigger and import them from Japan. I have the white and the red one, and I recently also ordered the blue ones. They will come in the next couple of weeks. And the reason I also bought the blue one is because I also made a video about these, and one comment said that he heard the rumor that Asics is stopping the production of them. So I wanted to have all 3 colorways before that happened. And if this is true, this would be so sad, because I think the best feature of these shoes were that you could buy vintage weightlifting shoes brand new, and if something broke down, of course it's a hassle to import them from Japan, but at least you had the option to just buy another pair. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe it's also not true, but it would be very sad, I think, if they actually cancelled the production. And maybe you guys also saw on Instagram this new page, Kiwi Performance, I think, and I thought, oh, nice, someone is like keeping on the spirit of the Asics, because they look very similar. And then I was going on the website and saw the price. And yeah, it's a bit too much for me to spend. But I mean, if you see the videos that they did about these shoes, and also I then heard some podcasts, and yeah, this is like true craftsmanship that they are putting in there, and they don't produce just these shoes and sell them. You measure your foot, you give them your measurements, and they do a shoe perfectly for your feet. But yeah, so not really a spiritual successor to the Asics. It's a completely different product, so very interesting. And if you ever see someone wearing these shoes, this is a massive flex. And there was also another comment on the YouTube video of someone saying like, I hate that you say that the heel is out of wood, it is made of stacked leather. And I've used the shoes now so much, and I think you can see that it is just made out of wood. I don't know if I'm missing something or if I always say something wrong, but I think the heel is made out of wood and not from leather. So the Adidas Adistar 2000 I only recently purchased, and I have to say I love that I have them in my collection, but honestly I hate how these feel. At least in the couple of training sessions I wore them now. Maybe I have to give them more chances, but they are very uncomfortable. Yeah, it feels very weird for me. I mean, Dimas and Rybakov wore them, so they obviously are good enough to break world records in them. But maybe it's just my form of the foot or something, but I'm still happy that I have them. These were the official weightlifting shoes from Adidas for the Rio Olympics, and I think it was one of the last very cool Adidas weightlifting shoe. The materials feel very high-end, it's very well made. The BOA lacing system looks kind of goofy, but it really locks your foot in place, and the heel height is very high. It's around 2.5 centimeters. So all in all, a very unique shoe. It would be cool if manufacturers would again try some new things, even though this is not a shoe for everyone, but I like to train in them. Although the heel height is a bit high for me, but still a cool shoe, I think. And also a shoe that I completely connect with one lifter, which is Loredana Toma, especially her crazy training hall session where she snatched a 4 kilograms world record. Yeah, this is just the Toma shoe forever. And of course the holy grail, the Adidas Adistar 08. I wanted these shoes for so long. It's probably the most sought after shoe of all time. They are being sold for insane prices, and I just love everything about them. The kangaroo leather, the wooden heel. Some people say it's the most overrated shoe, and other people say it's the best shoe of all time. I really like lifting in these shoes. I set my new competition PRs in these shoes in the last training blogs. I think also there we have so many legendary lifters in our head who wore them, like Matthias Steiner, Abdi Okadov. And it's really a shame that Adidas isn't doing shoes like this anymore. And what I love the most about them is probably the vibe of putting them on. I remember there is a training video of Pat Mendes like 1 year ago, the first training video after many years of not posting training stuff, and there's one comment that said something like, the Adidas Adistar are telling, like, they are telling you used to be a elite weightlifter. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but they just scream, I take Olympic style weightlifting seriously. By the way, it's crazy how much John Bros and his lifters still live rent-free in my head. But anyway, and I have now 2 pairs. It was listed on a bigger Instagram retailer site with the condition 6 out of 10, and then my friend found the original seller who wanted 150 euros instead of 200. And I thought, okay, condition 6 out of 10, probably bigger cosmetic things, but still a functioning shoe. But when they came here, the sole wasn't only off the shoe, it was completely destroyed. And also, it looks like someone used wall paint to paint them white, which now completely peeled off. And I took them to a cobbler who, I think he worked 4 or 5 months. I had the shoes at him, and he was completely pissed how difficult it was to get a new sole on them. And especially after I explained him what we do in the sport and how important the sole is to not get off during a lift. And now I have these to just train hard and not feel guilty about maybe destroying them even more. And these I got off of eBay out of pure luck. Someone uploaded them for 50 euros and they look stunning. And now I have these to look at. So would I have made even 1 kilogram less progress if I would have just stuck with these? No. The difference in weightlifting shoes really isn't that important. Of course, maybe some are more comfortable for you. Maybe you need a bit more heel height because of poor dorsiflexion or something. But all in all, if you just get a normal weightlifting shoe on sale off of Adidas or something, nothing is standing in your way to set new world records. So why do I have so many weightlifting shoes then? Let me explain it like this. This year I watched a lot of the Winter Olympics, especially ice hockey and figure skating. And then I also fell in the Instagram algorithm for figure skating and ice hockey. And I just saw these cool outfits they have. Their new ice skates, how it sounds when they are on a frozen lake. And just the overall vibe was so inspiring to start figure skating or ice hockey. I mean, I never played ice hockey or did figure skating, and I will not start it, but maybe you understand what I mean. It was just so inviting. And I realized we kind of have the same thing in weightlifting. Lifting on a very nicely made weightlifting platform with nice plates and a very good barbell with your favorite weightlifting shoes and a cool outfit, at least for me, inspires me to have more fun training, to train more often. And don't get me wrong, of course, I will also be stoked to train in the corner of a CrossFit gym in these shoes. But you know, everything nowadays, nothing really matters anymore. Everything has become minimalistic. And I think it's okay to just, if you are the type of person like me and you embrace to buy the Weightlifting House 90s collection, put on old weightlifting shoes and just be stoked to train. Yeah, don't let people tell you that this is cringe or something. And yeah, this was my philosophical TED talk about weightlifting shoes. And also this is the end of the video. I have some cool ideas for, again, bigger videos, like a documentary style, like the top 10 favorite lifter videos and so on. Right now I'm just very busy with real life work, and I'm also training very hard to hit the 300 total. Maybe this will also be a video in the next couple of weeks, but maybe it will also be a video in 1 year. We will see. But yeah, I just have to make some time, work some stuff off, and then I can again put a couple of days into a cooler new video. I still hope you enjoy videos like this, and we will see us.